After all, Mr. Abrams had to hear my squeaky voice every day at extra help as I tried sight singing. But things eventually came together. It wasn't perfect, but I found the science that made music so great. I found the answer to my original question. I completed this half cadence. We are all musicians in our own right. You've composed the last 4 years of your life. We all had our half cadences here. Maybe you are trying to find your place among your peers here. This is your half cadence. Some of you remember what I was like at the start of freshman year, quiet, kept to myself, and very socially awkward. And how have I changed since then? This may also be applicable to some of you guys. Regardless of the path you've taken, you resolved your half cadence. Why should we complete the half cadence? Of course, we all want to rest in the comfort of familiarity. We all wish we could spend all day sitting in Mr. Denaro's beanbag chairs. But what happens when you have to give a presentation in front of peers you may not know? Now you have to put yourself out there in an unfamiliar environment. But you guys have done it before. Just think about sports night last year when we put ourselves against the seniors and came out victorious. If you want to keep experiencing that satisfaction, resolve your half cadences. While you may be moving on to a life with changing circumstances, remember that a composer always starts with a blank piece of paper. It's up to you to decide what music notes you'll spell out, the direction you'll head in, and whether or not you choose to resolve your inevitable half cadences. That's up to you. You began your composition when you were born, but you're still young and early in your composition. I know that I needed to rely on my own orchestra to help push me across those half cadences in my own life. I know that without the help of my family, my mother, my father, my older sister, and my younger brother, my grandparents, my aunts, uncles, and cousins, I will not be the one giving the speech. To you guys, I'm sincerely grateful for you always sticking by my side when I didn't know what to do or where to go. I would also like to thank Gloria Min, Tanika Schichter, and Ubed Iqbal for always being there for me since the start of high school. And I would like to thank every individual teacher that taught me over the years for providing me with insights into the vast fields of knowledge that exist in the real world. Finally, I would like to thank my track and field and cross country coaches, as well as my teammates and classmates for offering me the opportunity to explore my interest in running while juggling my academic responsibilities. And now, class of 2025, we sign off on our individual paths. In years past, we left for summer break and returned to our usual school routine in the fall. But this time, we transition into our future endeavors. In my final words to you, let me remind you of this. You've completed your high school half cadence, one of the biggest challenges in your life. There will always be something left incomplete in your life, regardless of who we are or what we do. Though, if you want to search for what will complete you, go after it, rather than always leaving yourself wondering what could have been. Thank you.
At this time, I would like to invite Adib and Reza to come back up to the podium, please. At this time, I would like to honor Adib and Reza's mothers, Mrs. Sheikh and Mrs. Okrash. Will you please come forward? Thank you. Tradition at Deer Park High School is for the keynote speaker at graduation to be the valedictorian of the graduating class from 10 years ago. I am pleased to welcome to the podium our commencement speaker, the valedictorian from the class of 2015 and a graduate of Stony Brook Honors College with a Bachelor's of Science in Chemistry and Biology, and also Yale University with a PhD in Chemistry, Sabrina Grunsite.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for that kind introduction. First, I would like to acknowledge and thank Principal Cobb, Superintendent Cummings, and the school board for inviting me to speak today, as well as Holly Garr for her help in organizing this opportunity. But of course, most importantly, I would like to congratulate the Deer Park High School graduating class of 2025. This is a major accomplishment in all of your lives, and you should be incredibly proud of all of the work you put in to get here. Today marks not only your completion of high school, but it also marks the culmination of every year of school you've been through thus far. As you all look in the mirror and undoubtedly see the adults you have grown into, do not forget that this growth happened as a result of the nourishment, love, and support you received from your time you were young. From teaching you ABCs when you were children, to running out late at night to buy supplies for a project you forgot about, to helping you with homework, or even to just simply loving you along the way. The support systems you had around you are a huge part of who you have become today. I would like to take a moment and encourage the graduates to thank and acknowledge their families and loved ones. I would turn around and clap. So as mentioned, I'm speaking to you today because 10 years ago, I graduated as valedictorian from Deer Park High School. During my time at Deer Park High School, I was very active in the school community. I took part in many clubs, played volleyball, basketball, and golf, but still took my academic success very seriously. At my basketball senior night, my coach, Mr. Gennaro, gave us all a poster representing something he wanted each of us to have in our future. For me, he had written free time. I laughed at this at the time, but as I grow older, I think of this often, and I wish I had implemented his advice sooner. So, my first piece of advice to you graduates is to continue to work your hardest and succeed where you can, but to not lose sight of what would make your life fulfilling and unique. After Deer Park, I went to Stony Brook Honors College and was finally faced with having to make independent decisions. In high school, your path is pretty well laid out for you. You take the specified classes, and after 4 years, you're done. But in college, it falls on you to craft your experience into what you want it to be. Choosing your major, your classes, your friends, and where you will live all shape what choices you will have access to in your next steps and the type of life you will live. During my time in college, I learned the importance of self-reflection and the value of being honest with yourself. I spent most of my college years preparing for medical school. I did it all. Shadowed doctors, worked in a lab, became an EMT, took MCAT prep courses, aced all the classes, you name it. But all of that could not overcome my lack of passion. In my junior year of college, when it was time to start applying to medical school, my now fiance could sense my worry. He sat me on the floor and forced me to reflect. If I could do anything in the world and get paid the same, what would I do? When my answer was not medical doctor, I knew I had to make a change. And it was then I put together my application for graduate school. Now, despite this, it's all worked out fine for me. I went on to Yale for my PhD in biochemistry, and I am starting a job in biotechnology. However, I say all this to you to emphasize just how powerful reflection, honesty, and confidence can be. I knew all along I did not have the same passion for medicine as my peers, but I was in denial about what choice was right for me. So this is my second piece of advice to you. Make the choices that feel right for you, because in the end, you are the one who has to live the life that you create. My hope is that this piece of advice could help you all find your correct path sooner than I did. However, I want my story to remind you that it is never too late to switch or try something new. In college, I cultivated a skill set, but when I got to graduate school, I chose to work in a lab that was completely unrelated. Then, after getting my PhD, I chose a job that was again outside my area of expertise. What has allowed me to succeed in these diverse environments is being willing to learn and being kind. My PhD advisor and my current manager have cited my kindness and passion for being the reasons they wanted to work with me. So this leads me to my third piece of advice. While it is important to be competent and educated, the most valuable skills you can develop are being personable and kind. People will remember how you made them feel, so why not make a positive mark on those around you? Even with making all the right choices, you're bound to experience stresses and difficulties. What has been most valuable to me in these moments is feeling loved and supported by the people around me. It was always a reminder that no matter how all-encompassing my problem felt, everything would be okay. This leads me to my fourth and final piece of advice. Cherish the people who love you and foster your support networks. In the end, having positive, caring relationships is what it's all about. It was a true pleasure speaking with you all today, and I hope you can find something valuable in what I've shared. Before I finish, I would just like to say one more time how proud we are of you, graduates, and reiterate just how proud you should all be of yourselves. I wish you all the most special graduation day and nothing but happiness and success for your futures. Congratulations, class of 2025.
At this time, I would like to invite the Deer Park School District Superintendent of Schools, Mr. James Cummings, to the podium.
All right, good evening, faculty, staff, members of the Board of Ed, parents, families, friends, and most importantly, our graduates, class of 2025, who are now officially sitting here wondering how long my speech is going to be. But don't worry, I know we have plans after this, some photos, a little celebration, but most importantly, no homework. So I'll try and keep this short. I'd like to welcome everybody to the graduation ceremony for the class of 2025, which is the 62nd commencement in our school's history. That's 62 years of checking the weather, holding our hands up, making sure we don't feel more drops. Caps blowing off heads, and then girls getting here and realizing that high heels and football fields are really not a great match. Now, every time this year, around this time every year, superintendents get up here, try and say something meaningful to a group of graduates with totally different lives, dreams, probably Spotify playlists. And that's the thing, you're all so different. Some of you grew up here in Deer Park. Some of you came a few years ago, some of you came this year. Some of you came from other towns, some from other states, some from other countries. Some of you with the loud voices in every classroom discussion. Some of you mastered the art of turning off your camera in Google Meet faster than a magician. Some of you couldn't wait for gym class, while others faked an injury just to avoid the mile. And I know all of you, though, are happy to be leaving high school right before the governor is banning cell phones in schools. And no matter where you came from or how you got here, you made it. And you didn't just make it, you made it together. And that's something worth celebrating. This is a moment where all your different paths and journeys, all of your stories intersect for one moment in time. And while tonight is a shared chapter, tomorrow your stories begin to branch out again. You'll head off in hundreds of different directions, be it college, career, military, or another path. But whatever comes next, I hope you remember this: Deer Park will always be home. This is the place where you learned math, wrote essays, built friendships, made mistakes, fixed them, lost a few winter coats, winter battles, found out who you are, or at least who you don't want to be. And if you're still figuring it out, that's okay too. You've had incredible teachers, coaches, and staff, people who challenged you, cheered for you, probably corrected your hallway behavior at least once. You've been part of a community that believes in you, even when maybe you didn't believe in yourself. And no matter where you go, that will never change. So when life gets overwhelming, and it will at times, you've got a place to come back to. And when you hit those big moments in the future, your first job, your first apartment, first house, and your first time realizing the garbage doesn't take itself out, the sink doesn't magically empty itself, and the laundry fairy doesn't just magically fold your clothes, remember the people who helped you get ready. So before I send you off, I have a few final pieces of advice, and I've shared many of these before, but if I have to keep changing my advice every year, it's probably not good advice. So I think these hold true. So number one, surround yourself with people who make you a better person and who remind you when you're being ridiculous. Take risks, big ones, not the dangerous kind, keep it smart, but the kind where you chase something that scares you a little bit because it matters so much. Dream big and then go even bigger. Stand up for what's right, even when it's not popular. Treat others well and spend time with people who treat you in kind. Learn from your mistakes. There's no such thing as failures, just tuition-free lessons. Don't base your happiness on what you have, but on who you share it with. And most importantly, never forget to enjoy the ride, especially the unexpected, unfiltered moments. That's where the growth happens. That's where the memories are made, and where you often discover who you really are. Wherever your journey takes you from here, call home. Your parents want to hear from you, and not just when you need money. Okay? So go out there, write your next chapter. Just know this: we will always be here cheering you on, because no matter how far you go, Deer Park will always be your home. Congratulations, class of 2025.
Thank you, Mr. Cummings. Okay. Welcome to the Deer Park High School graduation ceremony. Tonight, we come together as a school community, families, friends, faculty, and staff to celebrate a remarkable group of individuals, the graduating class of 2025. This ceremony is more than just a tradition. It is a meaningful recognition of the years of hard work, growth, and perseverance our students have shown throughout their journey. From their very first steps in our hallways as freshmen to this moment standing on the cusp of adulthood, they have navigated challenges, embraced opportunities, and built lasting memories. Along the way, they've developed not only academically, but also as leaders, teammates, artists, and citizens. Each student before us tonight represents a unique story of determination, resilience, and achievement. We are proud of all they've accomplished and excited for the many paths that lie ahead. Tonight, we honor not just their success, but the journey that brought them here. Congratulations, class of 2025. This is your night. I would like to take a moment to recognize the remarkable young men and women who serve in the Deer Park Junior Firefighter Program. Their commitment to community service is a shining example of what it means to give back, often putting the needs of others before their own. In Deer Park, we take great pride in building a strong, supportive community, and our junior firefighters embody that spirit through their dedication, courage, and selflessness. Their service not only helps keep our town safe, but it also inspires all of us to find ways to contribute meaningfully to the place we call home. Students, as I read your name, please stand and remain standing. The 2025 members of the senior class who are junior firefighters: Megan Brown, Furkan Kamlika, Anthony Castelli, Joseph Esposito, and John Panza. Thank you for your service and congratulations on all of your accomplishments. While many of our students will be heading off to college or joining the workforce, we have multiple students who will be leaving shortly after graduation to prepare to bravely serve our country. Students, please rise when your name is called and please remain standing. Air Force, Joseph Esposito. Chelsea Mercado. Alexander Moore Brooks. Army, Justice Brower. Julius Caesar Paredes. Coast Guard, Marquise Hunter. Navy, Brianna Aguilar. Brianna Parnell. Marines, Nathaniel Dabati. Mario Hernandez. Thank you to these students who've made the noble and selfless commitment to serve and protect our great nation, the United States of America. Thank you and be safe. It's truly an honor to stand before you today as the proud principal of Deer Park High School. Tonight, we gather to celebrate the class of 2025, a group of young people who have left their mark on our school and who now prepare to leave their mark on the world. This ceremony represents the culmination of years of hard work, late nights, challenges overcome, and memories made. It is a moment to reflect, to honor your journey, and to look forward to the endless possibilities that lie ahead. Over the past 4 years, I've had the privilege of watching you grow, not just as students, but as individuals. I've seen you step into our building with curiosity and maybe a little uncertainty, and I've watched you walk our hallways with growing confidence and purpose. I've seen you succeed in the classroom, on the field, on the stage, and in ways that aren't always measured by a grade or a trophy. I've also seen you stumble, struggle, and most importantly, rise again. You've developed habits that will serve you well, discovered passions that will guide your next steps, and push yourselves further than you may have thought possible. That is growth. That is accomplishment. But no one gets here alone. Graduates, please take a moment to think about the people who have supported you along the way. Your families who have cheered you on, picked you up, and loved you unconditionally. Your friends who've walked beside you through the highs and lows. Your teachers who have challenged you, inspired you, and believed in you. And your mentors, whether coaches, counselors, or community members who have helped shape your thinking and guide your path. Please take time tonight to thank them because your journey is also their triumph. Tonight is a celebration, but is also a transition. You will soon step into a world that is uncertain, complex, and often challenging. There will be moments of adversity, times when things won't go according to plan, when you'll feel unsure of yourself or when you'll question the path you've chosen. When those moments come,